So friends, very good morning to all of you. Hi. How are you, Shuklaji?
Hello.
We are delighted to introduce a young man, Dr. Harinath. See Harinath. I am fortunate to come across this boy when I was in DRDO. So I recruited him in the Defense Research and Development Organization as a scientist. And then he did a wonderful job. First, to develop a model for high altitude pulmonary edema. And then he looked into the pulmonary artery pressure catheterization. Then he developed the heart rate variability spectrum to understand sympathetic and parasympathetic system. How does it influence the health of the individual? And how can you monitor the balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic? Heart rate variability spectrum. Then after that, he did a wonderful job in understanding in yoga. Careful. In yoga, how does this equilibrium shift using the heart rate variability spectrum? Then after that, I sent him for an international conference. Then he got a postdoctoral fellowship in the Medical University, South Carolina. So he went to Medical University, South Carolina, worked with another important cardiologist and biochemist. So they had a very good group, clinician, a physiologist, he is physiologist, a biochemist, molecular biologist, pharmacologist, sitting together, finding a remedy. He developed the model for heart failure, ischemic heart disease, as well as necrosis, and coronary artery disease. How do you create a model? So using this model, they evaluated various drugs. And he also looked into the molecular mechanisms. So he worked in Medical University, South Carolina for 10 years. Then after that, he decided to come back. Dr. Abdul Kalam, when he was the president and also scientific advisor to Raksha Mantri, he blessed him, you should come back. Now I allow you to go, but then you should come back. So he decided to come back. And after having come back, what he decided, he wanted to bring the traditional systems of medicine, like herbal medicine, Ayurveda, organic farming, all that on a scientific pedestal. So see how a person, scientist, he commits. Then he has developed a polyherbal formulation which can cure arthritis, which can cure many diseases, he will tell you. So now he is marketing that as a product. So I spoke to Dr. Naval Kumar also, how we can help him. And he is already having an organic farming in Chennai. So now you will hear more from him. And so he is a physiologist, an experimental physiologist, and also a cardiac model developer using physiological technique. Then now he has transformed into a farming. So, and he is committed to go for organic farming. That's why Nalini Ramabeth. And he is looking at soil health. How does soil health will influence human health? Because ultimately what we are doing, biofortification, he is working on that. So that's why I asked Dr. Kuldeep Singh should be there. So there are many, many exciting areas. And I'm looking at how can we harness this young man, associate his potentials with Amity University. And also we can do on herbal medicine. So you have Kant Rajput and Swati Madal, no? Will be coming, okay. So now with this preamble, now over to you, Dr. Harinath. They're all very senior scientists. I have brought them. So bring all your best of your, what you are doing, what you have done. Go take you through your journey of your science, how you have grown, and what we can do together. We will discuss it subsequently. And you will also go around some labs. Then Dr. Naval Kumar, you will meet him during lunch with him. So now over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So shall I go there and?
Yeah, yes, please.
Thank you.
And he has published in Nature So I want to tell you, he has published in Science. These are the two top journals. And Nature, not scientific reports. He has published in Nature Medicine.
Nature Journal and Science also.
Nature Journal, which is impact factor is 37. And Science also he has published.
Science is around 40 plus, I think. 47, I think. 47.
47.
Yeah.
So such a brilliant guy. So I told him when he was in DePass, if you publish, I'll salute. So morning, as soon as I came, I saluted him. You publish, you honored my words, and you publish.
Yeah, respected Dr. Salumurthy and senior researchers, thank you for welcoming here and giving me an opportunity to share my experience of my own personal life and experience of returning back to the venture of organic farming. Yeah, venture of organic farming. So I am right now, I am a farmer. I would like to start from a quote of a reverend scientist, reverend saint, philosopher who lived 2000 years back. He has given us a couplet, starts like this in Tamil. சுழன்றும் ஏர் பின்னது உலகம் அதனால் உழன்றும் உழவே தலை. The meaning is the whole world is behind the spinning plow of a farmer in the field. Even though it is a hard work, it is the highest profession on this world. So I'm happy to announce myself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Is the most important person.
Yes.
Profession.
Yes. Yeah, here in Hindi you say Annadata. So that's the, I would like to start with that. So I am a farmer. So I am a scientist who is working in the field of agricultural medicine, integrating agriculture and medicine. And I'm also, discovering innovative organic methods that will lead to the self-reliance of a poor farmer. Also, it will reduce the input cost in farming. So when I came here, I went around Tamil Nadu, recovered the forgotten varieties of indigenous rice as well as local herb. So I grow them in my field. I also make polyherbal concoction based on my own home-grown produce. So this the polyherbal concoction is very effective against anemia, arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure, and even hair loss. So I have started an institute on agricultural medicine. So through my institute, I am also teaching, giving hands-on, trials to the local farmers, students, and groups who are interested in taking up organic farming. I have motivated several of my villages, several of my farmers to take up organic farming. So I started my research career as a scientist. I was recruited by a famous scientist sitting in front of. So I was engaged in research in the field of human physiology. So our goal was to keep the morale and fitness of soldiers who are working at a high extreme environmental conditions such as Siachen Glacier and arid deserts of Rajasthan. So during this period, I was nurtured and I was given an opportunity to pursue my research career abroad. So at Medical University of South Carolina, I was a senior research faculty. So I joined in the team of interdisciplinary scientists. So who are the physiologists like me, biochemists, and the clinicians. So we were in a translational research setup. So the clinicians, they used to bring the problems from the bedside, we discuss over the table, and then we take it as a hypothesis, go back to the lab and we work it out. So this was the setup we had. So I was a director of animal model core facility. I was involved in making innovative animal models of cardiac disease. So I was in cardiology department. So I made several models of like congestive heart failure, myocardial infarction, as well as I was assessing them using state-of-the-art echocardiographic machine, and also I was isolating adult cardiocytes. It's a very difficult procedure I could able to standardize. Only few in the world there is a laboratory could able to successfully establish this. So I was culturing them for a week, and then I was this culture model is very helpful to understand the cellular and subcellular mechanisms. So this is me in my field toiling. This is the one of the forgotten rice varieties. This year, Government of India has given a GA index for this rice. It's almost instinct. So that I could able to get hand to this rice. So this is called Vasanai Sira Samba. It's a fragrant, it's aromatic rice variety, like the one you have here, Basmati. And this is our goal at Medical University of South Carolina.
Can
We
you
were.
say one side so we can read our.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sorry for.
All right. Thank you. So this I had told you before. These are all the animal models I was working on, and this is the cultured adult cardiocytes. So we had several pharmaceutical sponsored projects in addition to NIH funded project. So we had several companies contacted us, and they gave us the different formulations, standard formulation of pharmaceutical drugs. So we were basically screening those drugs using these animal models and trying to pick out those compounds which were showing the therapeutic potency against this disease. So during the course of time, I had very productive years and published several papers in a high impact journal like Journal of Clinical Investigation, Nature, Science. Also filed several patents abroad. So gradually I felt I was guilty of the conscience that most of my research, it is not penetrating for the benefit of the patient, rather it is for forming a database for the pharmaceutical industry. And secondly, I realized myself that this kind of reductionist approach, like dividing the human system into organs and organs to cells and subcellular systems, and trying to extrapolate the information back to the human situation, as it was it was giving a palliative or temporary relief to the patients, rather addressing the root cause. So I was kind of bored and frustrated, was looking for a holistic solution. In fact, I was looking for a magic bullet to address the fundamental cause of all human disease. So it's kind of a little exaggeration, but I didn't initially I didn't realize that the solution was also looking for me. So as the saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. So in my case, the necessity came in the form of my mom's ailment. So back in India, my mom got retired from government service. She was soon diagnosed with arthritis and lumbar spondylitis. So she was initially given painkillers to take care of the pain. But later on, she developed a gastric ulcer. It is one of the side effects of the painkillers. Those days, the physicians were not recommending antacids along with the painkillers, analgesic. So that she developed this, and then she could not able to take the oral drugs. And then she was advised to. I was guiding her to go from one doctor physician to another physician. So. Then she was put on IV injections, intracapsular injections. Those are all very painful. And she was given physiotherapy. At one point of time, all these remedies left her with the painful experience. So at one day, I got a call from my mom. She was crying over the phone, and she said, "I am in great pain, so I cannot bear this pain. So the pain is I feel like I am trapped in this painful body, so I cannot function. So I don't want to live." So as a son, it's like it pained me. So I am in the core of medical discipline, drug discovery program. but I feel so sad that I am not helping much. So it's like my heart was sinking. So I feel like, the whole world is, coming down, coming down. It was a kind of frustration. My inner voice is telling that there got to be a solution for any problem in this world. So what I did, I started doing internet search, doing a literature survey. Somehow I could read a research article about Moringa oleifera tree. So in that research review article, they have mentioned the use of moringa tree starting from leaves, stems and barks, roots for a different kind, about 100 different ailments. So, as I was going through the article, I saw a mention of our Indian folklore. The moringa leaves were used against the arthritic pain. So immediately I called upon my mom and said, see, there is a literature available saying that moringa leaves have been used for arthritic pain. So why can't you try? So she was so happy. She just called me. She said, we have 4 trees around me. Because this is a very common tree in southern part of India. It grows wildly. So it doesn't need much care. And it's so prevalent. So then hurriedly she harvested leaves and put it in a blender and then made a juice, raw juice, and took it. So, but what happened? She developed a loose motion. So then I suggested her, because considering your age and your digestive capacity, why can't you boil and take it? So after boiling, it perfectly suited her, and then soon she was totally relieved from her pain. That was thank you. So it's like, as a scientist, it was difficult for me to, maybe it may be a kind of like suggestive power, because suggestion is coming from her own son, so probably it has to work, no? Then what she did, she was very active in a women self-support group. Well, even now she is very active. So she went there and shared her story, and it seems many of her elder women, tried, and many of them got benefit. Then I thought, oh, there is something, there's something is there. Then I learned a lot and read literature, and in fact, it is a miracle of all disease. So it has all vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. And that time, like, the many research articles were popping up. It was like, hitting the offshore. Many people were interested, many scientists were interested in publishing articles. And then the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, they got interested. They took the sample and then analyzed. What they found is it has 28 essential amino acids. Some of them are very important, like arginine, leucine, like that. So that means it's almost a vegan meat. So it is a complete food itself. We can just survive on this moringa. So then I grew a lot of interest. So in fact, I grew moringa tree abroad. So I grew moringa. I smuggled some seeds and started growing. I grew 50 trees and then donated to many botanical gardens over there and herbal gardens. So then I wanted to, know more on it. So I grew passion. And I wanted to turn my passion into profession, so a passionable profession. So, and then then my mom said, she is my motivation force. She said, you come back. I think it's time for us, you to come back, and we'll be together and spread this goodness to all, elderly person. So this would be our livelihood as well as, a societal mission for our country. So then I decided and planned accordingly. I sent my family a year before, and then I did a small research. I did a aqueous extract of this moringa leaves with my one of my senior colleagues, Dr. Dantapani. I think he came here sometime before. So we did a small trial with our animal models. So what we found is it was somehow improving the cardiac function. So then I collected scientific equipments, so brought all this along with the solar power generator. Because I know Indian power condition. So I came back in January 2016. I stole the puja room, so converted into my lab. So and then I, started. I started understanding more about this brilliance of moringa tree. The moringa tree, in spite of it is growing in a marginal soil, uncared environment, still it accumulates so much of phytochemicals. How it is possible? What is the intelligence behind this plant? Then I started understanding. I am a physiologist, so I don't restrict myself to human physiology. I am an open person. So the physiology, I look at the physiology of life, not labeling them as animals, humans, like that. So I started looking at this plant as a living organism with the intelligence in it. So like how we have intelligence in our brain, what I realized, the intelligence lies in the root system of the plant. So the plants, unlike us, they are stuck in one place. So they cannot move around like us, seeking for our basic needs. So they have to be there, and then they have to grow. And the another thing is, like us, we can't assimilate the food directly. It has to go through the food pipe. It has to be digested. The enzyme has to act on it, and then finally the complex food becomes a simple molecular form like sugar, amino acid, and fatty acid and minerals. And then we assimilate it and then use it. So the tree also same like that. It cannot take nutrients directly from the soil unless until it is available in a simple molecular form, ionic form. So then how this plant is growing, how you see this huge canopy if it cannot able to take the nutrients directly from the soil. Then the evolutionarily, in order to get all the nutrients, evolutionarily, it has developed a symbiotic relationship with the soil microbes. So how it recruits the microbes? So during the day, the photosynthesis happening, it produces sugar, and then that sugar is used for the energy needs of the plant. But however, it always produces sugar in excess. Like for example, if it needs 100 units of sugar for its need, it produces 300 units of sugar. Then what the extra sugar, transport from the leaf to the stem to the bark through its roots, it secretes out. The soil microbes, the food is the carbon, this is the sugar. So this is a kind of incentive. It's a kind of underground cash. So the soil microbes, they come to us, the root system, and then it forms a colony. It's like builds a home. Like how when we wear gloves, how it sticks to the fingers, same like that. It forms a microfilm. It starts consuming the incentive it's provided by the plant, and then unlike us, we have a gut inside, so the bacteria has got external gut. So it secretes the enzymes, similar enzymes, protease, lipase, to the soil. It basically cooks, enzymatic cooking, and it mobilizes all the nutrients. It breaks down all the complex molecular nutrient into a simple ionic form. Because it is happening at the root zone, it immediately these nutrients are taken up by the roots. And then in turn, in addition to digesting, mobilizing all the nutrients, it is also producing some metabolic byproducts, bacterial metabolites, which are taken up by the roots, and that is used as a growth promoter, pest repellent. And it is with these mutual interactions, these bacteria becomes a part of the plant's immune defense. Say, for example, if a pest attack happens, the plant sends a signal through its roots communicates to the bacteria. In turn, the bacteria produces metabolites which are all taken up and expressed in leaves. That acts as a plant, the pest deterrent. Here the beauty is, it is during the life cycle of the plant, it is used for as a pest deterrent. When it is harvested, we consume it, it becomes phytochemical, which is helpful for our health. Yeah, thank you. So this soil bacteria and fungi interaction with this the plant, it is the